do have with me just to chat on the dashboard that's behind us and their reaction as a political party. I do have Rise Mzansi's KwaZulu-Natal Premier candidate, Nonkululeko Hlongwane-Mhlongo. Thank you very much for joining us. You're live in Newzroom Afrika. Firstly, let's speak about, as Rise Mzansi, how you felt about the processes, the IEC processes during the voting process. Let's start from special voting day up until the actual voting day.
Yeah, so there are a couple of instances that have been reported to us by our party agents from the voting stations opening rather late. They were initially meant to open at 7 a.m. Amanye opened at about 8, others were 10. And then in addition to that, there was no network, so people couldn't vote and they had to stand in queues for quite a long time. I do also, however, believe that in all the reports that we lodged with the IEC, they were able to respond in time, and we're still quite confident in their capacity to deliver a free and fair election.
And yesterday's voting, do you feel that people were given enough time? I mean, by 9 o'clock there was still long queues and some people had to wait there for a very long time. Your response to this?
So ideally, with as much changes as we have in this election, 2 days would have been ideal. There were people who voted in the wee hours of this morning because they had been standing in queues since 9 a.m. in the morning. So it wasn't an ideal situation, and considering the fact that by 5 p.m., 5:30, it's already dark, a lot of people left the queues because they were fearful of their safety, and understandably so. So ideally 2 days would have been good, but we're still quite impressed with the voter turnout. As Rise Mzansi, we have said 2024 is our 1994 as a clarion call for people to come out. We have specifically said that this election was an election of a turnout, and people showed out in their numbers. We spent the huge bulk of the evening last night entertaining some of the people who were in the queues, making sure that some of the voters, whether voting for Rise Mzansi or not, had tea, coffee, the children were warm, but just the resilience of the people who stood in that queue and wanted to vote in new leaders was incredible to witness.
Nonkululeko, I mean, you're also the new kid on the block as Rise Mzansi. Speak to us about your strategy coming into this election, especially in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah, so we have 3 objectives as Rise Mzansi. 1, to enter ourselves into the political space, grow our brand as Rise Mzansi, and introduce the political movement into as many communities as possible. So that was number 1. Number 2, it was to ensure that we're able to garner as much support as possible to be able to be in all 3 ballots across the 9 provinces, and we did exactly that. It was hard work, incredibly hard, but we're super grateful to have had dedicated and supportive volunteers, supporters, field organizers on the ground that made sure that we achieved our second objective. And then the third one is obviously to send as many Rise Mzansi public representatives into National Assembly and provincial legislature, and that's the process we're currently waiting for. But overall, very happy with the team in the province, very happy with how we've campaigned nationally.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. I mean, the leaderboard behind us, it's still too early, to tell what exactly is going to happen. But how do you feel about how you have performed as Rise Mzansi here in KZN?
So still early days. The metros haven't kicked in yet. The results are coming in quite slowly. So it's really difficult for me to say. I'm quite confident in the numbers and the votes that we're going to get in the province, but probably have a clear picture in a day or 2.
Thank you very much.
Thank
that
you.
is Nonkululeko Hlongwane-Mhlongo, who is Rise Mzansi's premier candidate in the province, just unpacking these results behind us that are still trickling in, and just speaking to us about how they felt about the IEC processes leading up to this day.